Maureen. I know
I'm good, thank you. On out.
Take the gloves off. Who else wants to say hello?
Hi, Karen.
Roberta?
Yes.
Hi! Oh my gosh! How's Arkansas?
Oh, it's wonderful. It was sunny and beautiful. It was like, I think, 67 degrees today. But the clouds moved in and we're going to have some rain, but that's all right.
All right, Missy. You're going to text me after this call because you're going to co-host with me. I'm just putting it out there. Okay, Miss Roberta's back. Love it. Yay! All right, guys. Welcome to your Tuesday night Sunrider call. I can see that we have quite a large group. I am Dr. Karen Spencer Dees, and I'm going to host this evening. As always, I want to thank Marlene and Maureen and Richard and everyone who's been helping co-host. Many of you know that one of my children, actually two, have had quite the health challenges, genetic health challenges the past year and a half. And I've spent much of my time at Children's Hospital. So I just want to let you know we're all doing well, and I appreciate everybody, all of your prayers, but mostly that you guys have hung on to the calls. And I am here, I am back. So let's jump in, and let's just first start by saying tonight's call is really for you. It is about you. It's to kind of open the doorway for you guys to air some of your frustrations, which most of you are emailing me about. Also a time to offer some hope and some direction, and hopefully give you an understanding of why the Sunrider foods really matter. And truthfully, why you're also frustrated, because you really love the way you feel eating the Sunrider foods. And what I think you're all learning firsthand this year, what regeneration really feels like. And so I want to just first start by saying I'm so glad that we have so many of the products, some of them in the new packaging, reaching some of your doors. That is wonderful, and all of us, I think, are excited for each one of you every time a box arrives. I know that it's challenging not to have everything that you've ordered, but I promise you it's coming. And as I've said over the years, Sunrider has, I guess, almost like the rest of us, right? We are headstrong about making sure that our customers, our family members, our bodies receive only the highest quality of nutrition. And so Sunrider is making sure that since their move, before anything reaches you, everything is perfect. And they won't let it through the door until it is. So I appreciate that. I wish it were a little faster like the rest of you, but I appreciate that. And as I shared with one of my children the other day, it took me 3 hours to make an immune-boosting broth on the stove just to get that broth right. And it really reminded me of Sunrider, of really what it takes to get the quality control correct. And knowing what it took for me just to make the big pot of broth, right, that I was feeding my family with, I really appreciated the care that's going into making sure all of your nutrition that is coming from Sunrider is sound. And the big key word, guys, and regenerative. And that is really the word I want to talk to about again as we begin tonight's call, that although so many of you have really challenged yourself to find possibly maybe a different version of chlorophyll, or what green vegetables could you consume, right, while you were waiting on evergreen, or are all green teas the same? I really want you to hear me on this. Food is not the same. It's not. And although I can write a book, or you can read a book, or we can all watch a wonderful video that says an apple has fiber, right? An apple has what we call probiotic abilities, which means it helps you digest your food, but are all apples the same? If I buy an apple at the peak of perfection as on the seasonally, versus if I buy a jar of applesauce off season, are they the same? Are they the same apples? Is it the same level of nutrition? It's not. I have always stayed so faithful and so committed, honestly, to the Sunrider foods is because of the quality and because of that word, regenerative. What Sunrider has done is they created Doctor's Chen, and it was with great fortitude and insight and a long life that got them there. The ability to concentrate nutrients, keeping them in what we call a whole food state. So if I really, and I love to apple pick, right? I'm from apple picking country here. I do that every year. And I love the first apples of the season, and I know the difference in the flavors and all the varieties. And we start making applesauce and apple pies, and we all love them. But I know the quality of those apples. What Sunrider did is they took the nutrition of, for example, 10 apples that were picked at the peak of ripeness, and they concentrated those, and they spray dry that onto one apple. And you eat that one apple. You get the nutrition or the nutritional value of 10. But you have to digest. And so what happens is your body can use all of that nutrition to do what we call regeneration. The transit time, because there's a minimal amount of fiber or fibrous, right? Quality to one apple versus 10, you get a stomach ache and be bloated. You couldn't digest it all. You wouldn't use the nutrients. As a matter of fact, you'd probably get a stomach ache and you would eliminate them. What Sunrider did is they have a way, and they perfected it, to give you the ability to get more nutrition than you ever could through your diet and eat a small amount. So it's a small amount of calorie with a dense amount of nutrition. It's the perfect food. And each ingredient, I want you to think of that apple that I'm telling you I picked at the peak of perfection at the beginning of apple picking season. Every ingredient is like that apple. And they don't let anything out the door until everything is like that. When that goes into your body, and whether you have digestive imbalances or you don't, or you are chronically constipated or you're not, it doesn't matter. Your body knows what to do with that nutrition. And your body can begin what we call the regenerative process. It carries those nutrients everywhere they need to go. And so, although we may all eat the same vial of Liquid 5 or the same capsules of Quinery or the same U+, our bodies are going to do something different because our balance and imbalance is different within each one of us. Sunrider's brilliant. Doctors Chen are brilliant the way they did this. And their background in being Western medical doctors, pharmacology, nutrition, herbology, led them to this point where they could do this. Dr. Chen's own recovery as a child from a grandfather who picked herbs, right, in the garden. Their own journey took them here. Our own journey, right, with our own health has brought us to where we are. The gift is that every single Sunrider product, every single ingredient, I don't care if you put it on your skin, if you drink it, if you chew it, if you swallow it, every ingredient is alive, it's active, and it is at the peak of nutrition and concentrated. And so your body literally goes on a nutrition Olympic. It suddenly has the energy, right, to run the marathon. Suddenly it can build itself up. And the reason you all aren't finding it out at Whole Foods or at the market is because the quality isn't the same. You're not buying seasonally at the peak of perfection. And more than anything else, everybody needs something different. And so for all of us, We've all seen the gift of Sunrider, right? We've all seen what it feels like to feel nourished and to feel, my gosh, I'm thinking clearly. Oh my gosh, my body's working so much better. To maybe we've run out of Cali or we don't have our fortune delight and suddenly you are just questioning, is there something else out there? And I am here to tell you, there's not. And after being in this field for over 30 years and having my own health challenges as a child and knowing what it feels like to be sick and to get better and what being nourished feels like, I will tell you, like everybody else, I have juiced. I have bought every product out there, and there's nothing like Sunrider. And so therefore we will wait. We will wait. And in the interim, every product that becomes available or you get from your back order, each one matters. And each one can do a beautiful dance in your body. Each one. Because each ingredient is the same as that apple that I shared with you. And each ingredient is concentrated. Not a concentrated collectively, but individually. Can you imagine if one bottle, all the nutrients for assimilate to help balance your digestive system, every one of those 10 ingredients, each one was concentrated 10 to 20 times their nutritional value. Each one. You're actually going to the store and you're probably buying 10 bottles of something, and Sunrider has gotten it to you in one. I want you to grasp the miraculousness of these foods and why they matter in your body and why you feel different without them. In the interim, I'm going to tell you that there's over 400 varieties of green tea. All green teas are not the same. You can enjoy any kind of tea you like. You can enjoy any beverage you like. And the moment Cali becomes available, or you have it, or Fortune Delight, I want you to remind yourself that this is not just a break, drinking a cup of tea. This is your nutrition for your day. This is different than I'm relaxing with a cup of tea. This is I'm nourishing my cleansing organs so they can function optimally through the day. So they can remove impurities so I don't get the flu or I'm not getting the same amount of colds or, right? And they're functioning, my kidneys are functioning optimally. I don't get the same amount of UTIs. My body responds differently. Or when that new plus comes, I want to remind you that like my family, they love smoothies. We go through a lot of frozen fruit here. And the moment that they brought back in Sunrider's protein powder, they felt different. In the interim, they love their smoothies with coconut water, right, and coconut milk and peanut butter in them. They can do whatever they like. Food is wonderful. Sunrider is nutrition. There's a difference. I love being a foodie. I love good restaurants. I love to cook. Sunrider's my nutrition. There's a difference. That's why when we talk about it, we say Sunrider's your first food. It's your nutrition. It gives your body what it needs to set the balance or the tone for your day or your recovery. Regeneration means that it takes those nutrients and allows, as you're recovering and you are building a new foundation, to flip the clock back, to actually allow for those cells to become young again, to allow for new cells that are forming to be healthier than the old, depleted, dehydrated cells that you're losing. One of the greatest examples is use Sunrider's skincare on one side of your face and your old skincare on the other, or take the back of your hand. Any of us who have ever been dehydrated know what our hands look like, right? We don't get enough fluid. They are creepy and veiny, and they look dehydrated. That's what your insides look like too. If you want to know what the foods do, understand what skincare does. Your skin is your largest organ. It cleanses, it hydrates, it takes the battle for you from the environment, the weather, the sun, the toxins, the environmental poisons. You have got to treat your skin no differently than you're wanting to treat your digestive system. It's an organ. So I'm challenging you that in the interim, while you're waiting on some of your foods to nourish your inside, don't miss out on nourishing your outside organ, your skin also. But I promise you, if you use a little Neutrogena on one hand and a little Candescent on the other, a little moisturizer from maybe Aveeno on one hand, a little moisturizer from Sunrider on the other, you will know within 5 minutes the difference. And then I want to apply it to every product. That's what it does. It plumps, it hydrates, it nourishes. Sunrider's your first food for your skin, for your home as your body, your home as your environment, whether we're cleaning it, right? Whether we're washing our fruits and vegetables, everything concentrated, everything at the peak of nutritional value, everything digestible, therefore everything absorbable and regenerative. Renew, right? Repair, regenerate. It matters. And every one of your Sunrider foods, I promise you, helps you regenerate. Every one of them. So when you go on the website and you do what all of us do, which is type in now available and get very excited to see what's available, buy it. Buy it. It may not be the form you want. It may not be the vial. It may be the capsule. Get it. It may be a different flavor than you like. Get it. It's the nutrition that sets your body, your mind, your entire being every single day into motion. It gives it that foundation. And I promise you, anybody that has ever experienced what it's like to be malnourished for the day, skip a meal, which I would believe everybody knows what that's like, to feel a little bit like your blood sugar is all over the place, you become what? Symptomatic. We no longer are setting a foundation from our foods. We're no longer hydrating. We are now catching up and treating because we missed the boat at the beginning of the day. We did not hydrate. We did not give our bodies what they needed to start the day. Therefore, now we play catch up with the headache, the stomach ache, the dizziness, the passing out, right? I have no energy. Those are what we call symptoms from being depleted. Sunrider will always nourish you. Always. Every one of their products. And remember that your skin being an organ, you have to nourish it. Why would we nourish some things and not the others? So I want to start kind of jumping in here because after reading so many of your emails and listening, and I understand what you would like, and if I could go, and I know Sunrider knows this, to Texas and unpack boxes and make product for you, I would. It will come soon enough. I promise you. But we do have a lot of foods that are back in stock and are here. And I want to start with a few because they matter. They really matter. And so many of you, and I mean so many, and I can hear the stress. I hear it. So many of you have talked about different symptoms that you thought were coming from one area of your life and they weren't. What's happened is that there's a lot of you out there that are a little bit malnourished and dehydrated. And so I want to start by resetting your digestive tract. Sunrider has a product called Quinery. Quinery has 5 systems. It has over 50 different concentrated herbal vegetables in it. One system is your digestion, one is your circulation, one is the upper respiratory, one is the defense of the immune, one is the endocrine, right? The digestion, if your digestive tract is not happy, nothing's happy. Nothing. If you are not absorbing, nothing's happy. Sunrider has a product that is called Assimilate. Some of you call it Assimilade. You can call it anything you want as long as you use it. I'm going to use my Bostonian accent and call it Assimilate. Assimilate is one of those 5 systems. And what it does is really spectacular because it nourishes the entire digestive tract. Not some of it, all of it. And that means from the moment you put anything in your mouth and we start the breakdown of our nutrients, right, in our mouth when we begin to chew, and anyone, right, who's ever tried to avoid chewing and just gulps, right, you get indigestion, or you chew too fast, or you tell family members or your children, you're chewing too fast, you're going to get a stomach ache. Anybody who's ever not really understood that the digestive process begins the moment we put it in our mouths. And it begins under your tongue. You actually have blood vessels. And you start to absorb all of your nutrients. And so those of you that have Vitus spray know it's sublingual, meaning you're supposed to spray it not just in your mouth but under your tongue to get into those blood vessels and get the digestion working, to get it absorbed directly into the bloodstream. What Assimilate does is it provides the nutrition for every bit of the digestive process and all your digestive organs. That includes everything from whether you want to say from the moment you start to chew, to your saliva, to your tongue, your esophagus, to your stomach, the large intestine, the small intestine, all the way through all of those many miles, right, of intestine that we digest. And I want you to think about really what the body's counting on. It's counting on your body acting a little bit like a train that we put nutrition in, and it gets carried, right, whether it's through the bloodstream, but it gets carried through the digestive process, and it gets filtered, right, good in, bad out, and then it gets like a transportation, right? It gets carried to home, to all the different organs. All the nutrition has to be transported. If your digestive tract is not functioning optimally, you're stuck at the train station, guys. You're not going anywhere. You're just sitting there. And so if you are having a lot of upper GI distress, where you're always belching, or you notice you're always getting canker sores in your mouth, right? You're noticing, and I'm just throwing these out there. You're always bloated, gassy, right? You have a plethora of yeast infections. You're constantly in a state of distress between having either a Crohn's-like experience with diarrhea to constipation, or you are finding that no matter how much you drink, you're always constipated, or your stomach is always gurgling and it backs up on you, and right? We say it bites you back. The digestive process matters, and when that is healthy, everything can be transported and you start absorbing. It matters. Sunrider's product called Assimilate is a lifeline. It begins for you the regenerative process, so everything works better. And especially for all of you who love to swallow 10 to 20 to 50 capsules at a time, you know what that feels like. You better have a good digestive tract. But I want to read you what Sunrider says about Assimilate. And I am right on Sunrider's website. I am reading directly from the product fact sheet that is right under the product name. It's very succinct and easy to understand. It says, it'll say nothing different that I just said, but it's a little bit more succinct. And you can print this out and you can forward it to anyone you want. Digest your food more quickly, efficiently, and comfortably. with our nourishing complex of herbs. Some of the different roots soothe your stomach and soothe your intestinal tract, while orange peel will treat indigestion, and fennel seed will provide antioxidant protection. We need antioxidant protection. Everyone who's had a colonoscopy knows why, right? Nobody wants to have any kind of metastasizing in their colon. We need healthy colons. We need antioxidants. Assimilate helps you achieve digestive balance. Sunrider states the benefits. Super concentrated, that's what we were just talking about. Naturally nourishing complex of herbs. It promotes healthy digestion and healthy regularity. Your body will have a natural healthy regularity when your digestive tract is healthy. You won't have to force it. You won't have to juice. You won't have to take laxatives or even look for natural options. If you have Assimilate as part of your daily life, a large percentage of the imbalances disappear. You'll be very surprised. And anyone who wants their immune system stronger, guys, your immune system starts in your digestive tract, not in your white blood cells, in your digestive tract. The other thing Sunrider states is that some of the ingredients, such as the Panax ginseng root that's in here, offers the body physical stamina. It supports concentration. Anybody who's ever had a stomach ache knows your entire energy, right? All of your circulation goes to your stomach. Suddenly, you can't think straight, right? Everybody's got their hand on their belly, on their gut. It's important you understand that no different than transporting nutrients from the digestive tract to the circulatory system or to the endocrine system. That's where we transport to the brain also. And if you want your circulation to be better, your digestion has to be better. Sunrider states that one of the main roots, one of the wonderful roots that's in here, is known in traditional Chinese medicine as an herb that's used to not just support digestion, but also nutrient absorption, as well as boost immunity. Exactly what I just told you, but it's right here for you. Another one of the herbs allows, I love this mandarin orange peel anyway, but Sunrider writes here, the peel of this fruit is used in traditional Chinese medicine not only to promote healthy digestion, but to relieve food retention, gas, bloating, indigestion, swelling, the puffiness you all talk about, in constipation. And then, of course, one of my favorite is the fennel seed. And a lot of you will always ask me, because you ask me a lot about ingredients like quercetin, which is an antioxidant. It's quercetin. A lot of you ask me about it. Fennel seed. You ask me, where can I find this in Sunrider? Within the fennel seed, within the whole food, are all of the individual ingredients, right? The compounds. The fennel seed, this herb contains numerous what we call flavonoid antioxidants. Quercetin. It's in Assimilate. I promise you it's in a lot of your foods, a lot of your products. We don't want to take things isolated and fix something. We want to take it in its natural whole food state and feed our body and let our body repair itself and regenerate. We don't need a fix for the day. We need a regeneration for a life. Assimilate will give you that. And I wanted to share with you, just as an aha, one of the more fascinating moments for me in my own family. I have 4 sisters. They all have families, and when I always ask them, what would you like from Sunrider for Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa, whatever it is they're celebrating, first thing they ask for is Assimilate, because they all know what it feels like to open up 2 capsules, put in a little warm water, and drink it. There's nothing else that soothes the stomach or the babies or the gut or the indigestion, right? I want to share with you that you can eat Assimilate before a meal, with a meal, or after a meal for all different reasons. It doesn't matter. It'll work. If you do have a lot of digestive imbalance, and this is your moment to rebuild your foundation, or it's your moment to begin a foundation, sometimes opening your Assimilate up in some warm water and drinking it is easier. One of the other components that I want to share with you has to do with a product that's also available right now, and I think it goes hand in hand with your Assimilate, and that's ease. See, when we're under stress, or we are not sleeping well, or we have new viruses maybe that we haven't had before, or we have people in our lives, right, that are going through their own challenges with their health, or you are starting a new job, or you are getting up in the morning and you don't feel your best. It doesn't matter. Stress is stress. We can have good stress. We can have challenging stress. It starts first in the digestive tract. That's when you start to say, oh, I was so stressed. I didn't sleep last night. I woke up and I was in the bathroom all day. That's where your stress is. Ease quiets the stomach. Ease is as miraculous to the body and regenerative to the central nervous system as Assimilate is to the digestive tract. Ease is not just to fix and treat a moment where you felt depressed or you couldn't concentrate. I want you to use the same analogy as your digestive tract. Just because your digestive tract works doesn't mean you don't have to eat. Just because you eat healthy doesn't mean that you eat only one day and skip the other 6. We all have to eat every single day. We all are going to go through all different parts of our lives. We have to keep the central nervous system equally working as the digestive tract, so that our brain is sending signals to our body, right, that allow for us not to be in fight or flight. So we're not between constipation and diarrhea, between an up and a down, between a hot flash and not a hot flash, right? Between I'm sad, I'm joyful. But we start to become balanced. We start to allow ourselves to take a deep breath, quiet. That's what ease does. It feeds the central nervous system. You have an entire central nervous system in your digestive tract. I need you to really understand that every one of Sunrider's products matter. They matter to you. And if these 2 products matter, this is your moment. Personally, I think everybody needs both of these. What Sunrider states is that our relaxing ease is formulated naturally. It soothes stress, anxiety, sleeplessness, and or allows you to just feel daily calm, rested, rejuvenated, and ready to be your best. So you do not have to have a challenge to eat these foods. I would prefer you didn't have a challenge and you were eating them to prevent and to build and to feel stronger, to be on the side of calm, rested, rejuvenated, and ready to be your best, instead of waiting, right, to feel that you couldn't sleep and that's why you took the ease. The concept matters because there's not another company like Sunrider that is about first rebuilding you, sustaining you, and then allowing for you to regenerate so that you don't have to be where you were, or you have the tools. But we are not a company that fixes. That is a very Western thought process. that all herbs do, or vitamins or nutrition, it fixes. And that's why everyone falls off the wagon so easily. Because this is not about fixing. This is about restoring you and giving you a different life, a different quality of your life. And as I've learned through one of my children who has been through some hard times this year, I always say God does not give us more than we can handle, but sometimes, maybe for our children, I wish He gave a little less. But I have seen the benefit of ease, and I have seen the benefit of every one of these products. And last night I saw the benefit on my 15-year-old with nighttime Callie. And so I want to share with you that although we will all have those crisis moments, that's not the goal here. The goal is to first restore your digestive tract, your central nervous system, so our brain signals are correct, so that you are in a restorative place to begin your regeneration, and your digestive tract is in a restorative place, ready to transport all those nutrients every which way they have to go. Those two products matter, guys. And as so many of you that I've emailed and asked, do you take any Ease or Assimilate? Do you eat them? And I always use that. Do you eat them? Do you drink them? Do you chew them? Only if I need to. Only if I have a stomach ache. Well, you're missing the boat again. So I'm asking all of you to begin again. For those of you that have it in your cabinet, increase it. If you eat 3 meals a day, you eat Sunrider 3 times a day. First food. Not second food, not fix-it food. First food. If you eat 6 small meals a day, break it down to 6 small portions. Look at who you are. If you're the person that eats 1 big meal a day, you'll get a stomach ache, but that's okay. That's okay. I want you to be who you are, but I need you to get these foods in and enough of them. Begin the restorative process. If you want your inflammation to go down, your stress to go down, your endorphins to go up so you feel more joy, you got to get right with your digestion and your central nervous system. And for all of you who want to lose that belly fat daily, I get you're all attempting this. You have to understand one big factor. Cortisol comes because the digestive tract is not digesting properly and your stress level is higher than you think. And you're still in fight or flight. You will lose your belly fat and your cortisol weight by adding in your Assimilate and adding in your Ease. And just as a side note, because I promised that for those of you that love this, I am telling you that if you are struggling with constipation, Slim Caps help from a natural way. If you are wanting to burn more fat and jumpstart your metabolism, Action Caps Fit work. Add them, but not in place of Ease and Assimilate. In addition to. And just as a side note, because I really want to share this with you, some of you know this, my absolute favorite, and I mean favorite skincare product from Sunrider that I would probably go without. My shoes for this, I would be barefoot, is Dr. Chen's Youth Emulsion. This is the regeneration of a lifetime. And just so you can hear what Sunrider says, and as I've learned, so if you do not use it, or you use it, you dab it. I use this twice a day, every day, will for the rest of my life. This powerhouse formula defies visible aging with scientifically advanced Swiss apple and French grape stem cells. If you've ever looked at what stem cell research is about, it is about regeneration. If you want to turn back the clock on cells, right? On skin cells that are aging, Sunrider's done that with Swiss apple and French grape stem cells. that B5 to hydrate and protect while skin plumping. You will find from the peptides to the collagen production that your skin is firmer, smoother, and younger looking. And I promise you this. And the moment you figure out that this one skincare product does it, you'll use all the skincare and you'll consume all the foods. Because this may be your aha moment. That's what this did to my face. What's everything else going to do to my body? We all have our aha moments. I want to remind you, within this one little product, same level of concentration. And it contains the big resveratrol, right? Are you familiar with resveratrol? It's been on the news for years. This natural antioxidant helps protect skin against free radicals. Free radicals are what damage your skin. The free radical assaults. It neutralizes the oxidative stress. What it does, how do I explain this easily? It basically says, come on, environmental toxins, come at me. I have my hand up and I can protect my skin. It blocks them. It stops them in their tracks. It's unheard of. It's brilliant. It takes anyone who's ever smoked, or you know what skin looks like from smoking. Squalene repairs those kind of skin cells. Squalene with the resveratrol will do two things. It'll prevent the premature aging externally on your skin, and it will enhance your body's ability to get the maximum nutrition, right? It's what we need. The maximum nutrition from the stem cells. You will love the way you look. And I'm hoping that you'll put a little bit on the back of your hand, and you will look at one hand to the other 10 minutes later, and you will say, that's what regeneration looks like. I'm all in. And once you're all in, guys, you'll be frustrated that all your products aren't here, but you'll wait. You'll wait. Now, I'm going to open it up for questions. I'm going to tell you can go right to the product fact sheets. All the information on these products is right there. If you want to know, like today, what's available, type in now available, and you will see everything available today, but I promise you I'll never share with you products that aren't available today, okay? I wouldn't do that to you. All right, questions, comments, thoughts? What you got?
Dr. Dees, it's Margie.
Hi.
I got my Dees today, and I am just so happy because when you were talking about these, it's amazing. You don't realize how good it is until it's gone, right? So it was like I just noticed little things irritated me more, or I was not sleeping as well, or just little things like that, you know. And because I was eating other things and had the nutrition and everything, it wasn't that bad, but I have to tell you, I just, you know, it's been just a few hours, but I am just, it just makes me happy. But then the other thing you were talking about with the eating it 3 times a day, you know, I was for years just once a day. In the morning, I took all my stuff, you know, and then, but I started doing the 3 times a day thing, and it really makes a difference. It really makes a difference, especially that low afternoon slump in the you know, if you're having your new plus or whatever you have in the afternoon, and the other thing, it really, I think it helps me sleep better. I mean, there's just a lot of different things that I noticed by doing it more. I don't know. I just did it once a day, you know, for a long time. But I think that the key is, if it's food, like you said, how do you feel when you only eat 1 meal a day? Just in the morning. How would you feel? Not very good. So, like, I think that's the key, is that you've got to nourish your body, because it's assimilated, it's utilized, and then it's gone. You gotta You got to replenish. So I appreciated that when you said that. And then the other thing was the youth emulsion. I totally am a fan. I started, when I was doing the product booth at the convention in Dallas with an esthetician. She was with me, and we were demonstrating the new skincare and stuff like that. But she told me something. She said, with the youth emulsion, don't put stuff immediately on top of it. Let it work for at least an hour before you put, like, if you do it at night, like to put a night emulsion on it or anything else. Just let it work because it's doing its thing. But I also started, after I do it on my face, I wipe the back of my hands, and I can't believe the difference in the back of my hands. And I'm a redhead, right, all the time, and I have, age spots and all that stuff. I really am impressed, but everybody needs to try that, too. Just do the back of their hands as well. But anyway.
You're like a newbie.
I am.
Oh my gosh!
It's here today. You're just spot on, and you always make me happy when you talk.
I love you too. I love what you just said. I mean, everybody get it? We're all the same. We all have got to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves daily and replenishing enough to where the products matter. So I'm going to challenge you. What you've got in your house, right, from Sunrider, start there. But as Margie just said, if you eat 3 square meals a day, you have got to make Sunrider your first food 3 times a day. Look at your lifestyle, but do not expect, it's not a multivitamin, that the 1-a-day concept is going to give you what you need. This is about giving you, right, we talked about this, your whole day. This is about restoring you, rebuilding you, and regenerating you. All the foods will work. I want to hear next week anything and everything of what you're trying, what you're doing. Roberta, I'm bringing you on. You can say no later. Everything. I want to know how you're using it and what difference it made. Because that genuine excitement you just heard from Margie, that's someone who's used the products for a while and added more times in a day and had a whole different experience and was without for a period of time and feels it day one. We're all the same. When we're hungry, we're hungry. Our bodies know what we're hungry for. The moment the body gets it, you notice it. You just do. Okay? I hope it's helped. I'm going to let Marlene come on and share what meetings are coming up next. I will be back again next week. If you want me to cover something, go ahead and shoot me an email. If you've got something, if I can help with anything, if you have a question, I will be happy to do my best to answer it. Shoot me an email. I'm here, okay? And waiting with you. And very excited every time I get a 10-pack of cinnamon Cali or anything, just like you. And I'm celebrating with Margie. She got her Dees because it matters. All right, so let's support each other, believe in each other, and hope. Guys, I promise you, before you blink, everything will be back. Everything. And so let's use this time wisely. Let's grow. Okay? Thanks, Max, for recording it. Marlene, can you share what comes next?
I'm right here, and I just have to say I'm going to be celebrating with Margie on Friday because that's when my piece is coming in. I found that out today, so I'm with you guys. Such a great product. Everything you mentioned tonight.
And Marlene, hold on. Just FYI, I had someone who I begged to cut my hair, and she said, I just want a bottle of Ease. Do you have any Ease? I gave my only bottle for my haircut.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, go for it.
Priorities were for a second there.
Go for it. Go for it.
Thank you so much, Karen. Such great information. I know everyone's so happy to hear you. We're so grateful for all of your information. And yes, as we were talking, I was eating my Stimulate. Opened up in my cavity, and my knees will be there, and I put the use of motion on my hands while we were talking. Thanks for that, Margie.
And if you do not have product, go to Marlene's. Apparently she has it. Go for it. What comes next?
Okay, not all of it, but excited. So, okay, next is the Rising Stars Zoom team call, and you can find that link on the Rising Stars Facebook page. Great team and information, and that starts at, well, let's see, that would be 4 o'clock, I guess, Pacific time. And then after that is it's the Sunrider corporate call called Global Sunrider Day Train the Trainer. So this is about the business development managers helping us if we want to do our own Global Sunrider Day event. So that'd be something to learn a little bit more from. So wishing everybody a wonderful week. And Karen, thanks again so much.
You're welcome, honey. You're welcome. All right, guys, get going. Be healthy, be happy, and glad I could come back.